Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, two-time classic physique Olympia champion, missed getting his title back this year, but I want to hear all about it, of course. Joining us from Los Angeles, California, the Black Swan, Breon Ansley. How are you, sir?
Doing great, Ron. Always good to talk to you, man. Always good to be on. You know that. Can't wait to talk about post-Olympia stuff, health stuff.
Yeah, first off, you didn't get the Rona, right? You didn't get COVID.
No, I did not get it, but I came back with a cold, for sure. I have like a continuous headache, and this happened that Monday after the Olympia. I
Wow.
started feeling that, and it's kind of still lingering. I did get tested for COVID, tested negative, so we're good there. But I have heard a lot of people came back with COVID from Orlando.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you saw, I did wrap-ups with Milo Starshev. So, we're this far apart talking to each other. He's deathly ill in bed with COVID right now. Here
Oh,
I am. I'm bebopping around like nothing. I mean, knock on wood. Maybe I'm freaking immune to it. I don't know. I hope I'm not spreading it to the world or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, you didn't go to the meet and greet even. Was that to avoid getting the Rona?
exactly.
Mm.
I'll be honest with you. I started feeling some symptoms on Monday before the Olympia. Um, like I got there Sunday, started feeling symptoms Monday. It started getting better Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course I was okay Friday and Saturday for the show. But I didn't go because of that. I was like, man, I'm already feeling some symptoms, already feeling a little weird, a little, not 100%. I can't, I can't risk it. And then sure enough, I come back sick. And imagine if, I felt this way before the show,
Oh man.
you know, that would have
Yeah.
been terrible.
Yeah, it's funny the seminar that they do Sunday morning with all the class winners. The first question, the guy stood up and he didn't want to ask anything of the athletes. He goes, Dan Solomon. He goes, I'm a VIP ticket holder. I paid a lot of money and I came a long way to this show. And all I wanted was to take a picture with Phil Heath and shake his hand at the meet and greet. But he wasn't there. Why don't you make it mandatory for these athletes to be there? And he goes on, and everyone's like looking at him like, have you not heard about this COVID thing? It's been going on for a while now. Because it's in your contract, it's mandatory, but this year they couldn't enforce that because they can't force you to have friggin' people blowing air in your face and shaking your hand and all that, and for the best. Uh,
Absolutely.
so let's get right into it, Breon. I thought you looked phenomenal at the judging Saturday morning, right on point, crisp, full. Presentation was great. First of all, how were you and Chris and Brandon? Your dietitian. You're still with Brandon, right?
Yep.
Okay, I should probably ask that before I even started. But were you guys satisfied with the look that you brought to judging on Saturday?
Yeah, we actually definitely were satisfied with the look for prejudging. Um, we were not satisfied with all of the posing
Hmm.
that we're getting. I think I lost it from the back double bicep, and I just need to, I wasn't opening up. I just need to open up even more. I don't know why we drill it, we drill it, and I don't know why I did not open up. But I think um, that's where it really was the deciding factor on teeter-tottering on which way to go between second and third and myself and Terrence. And then sure enough, at the night show, we hit the back of a bicep. And then Chris and I kind of get into the little scuffle, the little positioning battle,
That was sad. That was judging. That was all. That happened at the judging.
Yeah, that happened at the judging, but then at finals it happened, and it was kind of ironic. They move myself and Terrence with that shot,
Right.
with the
Right.
bicep shot. So I'm like, well, I'm thinking the judges were probably like, we're probably discussing, well, look, if Breon doesn't open up on this shot,
Hmm.
um, here, we're going to move them,
Yeah, because
and they
you were
did.
second. You were second on the score sheets after judging. You were in second place.
I
No, I
want to say,
think you. I'm pretty sure you were.
wow.
You didn't. Terrence didn't get ahead of you until Saturday night, but I'm sure you've seen the video. People have already made videos about it. They think there's a theory out there that you got knocked down to third because of your quote unquote antics at the judging, where you were, first of all, why weren't they spreading you guys apart more? I don't understand. You're supposed to be like 6 feet apart as it is. So I don't know why everyone was cramped for space, but it was especially in the rear double bicep shot. You were always next to Bumstead. You'd throw up an elbow. He'd throw up. You were both trying to cover each other's like half of the other guy's arm because you were too close. I don't know why they didn't move you apart, but it did get almost heated at one point where I was like, geez, does Breon hate Chris or something? What's going on here? So tell me a little bit about what was going on there. Was that just athletic rivalry?
That's all it is. That's all it is, man. Chris and I are cool. It's just an athletic rivalry. You saw, some of the posts that I've made about congratulating him, and he deserves it, and congratulating him when they called my third place out there. That's all it is, man. It's just an athletic, competitive rivalry. When it's time to be on stage, we are cool off stage, for sure. And that's just all it is. It's just time to go to, it's time to be competitive, and this is all what it's about. This is the moment that was hyped up and was anticipated. So
the rematch. Everyone loves the rematch.
Yeah. So I guess we got a little caught up in going back and forth with the elbows in that respect, but that's all it is. We were just fighting for position. I particularly know that I cannot, being the smaller guy, I cannot have him, have positioning there, because then it shadows me, and then it's going to make me look even smaller. So that's an important deal there. That I have that I kind of fight for positioning, and have my if it comes down to it, have my elbow and have my arm be on the outside of his, if I can help it.
Yeah.
Didn't work anyway, but that's the idea. That's the theory behind it.
So I know you made really good gains from last year to this year, but I was concerned that you're going to have to get down to 180 again. Are we going to see those gains? And I didn't see as much of them translated because I follow you on social media. I see what you look like throughout the year. I saw the size and fullness that you had put on, and up until about, I want to say, the 4 to 5 week mark, I still saw it. And as you got close to the show, I'm like, oh no, because he's got to get down to 180 again. Do you think you were able to? I mean, I don't know what time weigh-ins were Thursday morning,
Yeah,
right?
Thursday morning.
So you had about 48 hours to fill out, or close. You had about 48 hours to fill out. Were you able to put some of that mass and fullness back on in those in that time?
Yeah. I got on stage at about 189.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's okay. I think that, getting on stage at about 189, 90, 91 is okay for me. And the thing about it is, Ron, this year, man, I have to say this year and last year really stood out to me as far as classic physique it goes, to where I'm noticing the athletes backstage, and I'm like, man,
Mm.
these guys carry a lot of muscle back here.
Yeah.
They carry a lot of muscle. And so I'm like, wow. I think classic physique now has definitely arrived as far as that combination of muscularity and aesthetics, and flow. But I definitely want to point out the muscularity portion, to
Mm.
where even so, definitely this year, I was telling everybody, I was like, man, I'm noticing backstage, everybody packs on a good amount of muscle.
Yeah.
We know Terrence is small frame. We know how much muscle he has. Him and his quads. That guy Lord Jones in 5th place, crazy amount of muscle. I'm thinking, how are these guys? When you're thinking how are these guys making weight?
Yeah.
That's going on in your head. You're like, that's a good amount of muscle that you're looking at right there.
Yeah. No, I mean, in the condition, nobody in the classic was out of shape. Not one person. You couldn't say the same for 212 as you got toward the end, or classic. I'm sorry, open, but classic consistently you see the best condition. 212, I should say, is pretty consistent too. But classic, most of you guys do struggle to get down to that weight. And when you're struggling to get down to weight, it forces you to get shredded. You don't have any other option, because where's it going to come from?
Right. Right.
So no one judges, no one ever said, we didn't like the way you and Chris were doing it. No one ever reprimanded you in any way, right?
No, I talked
No,
to
yeah.
both Steve and Tyler backstage, and they didn't say anything about it. they just said, hey, congratulations, Breon, on this one. Come back next year strong. I know you're not happy with it, but come back next year strong. I got some feedback on what I need to do and what improvements I need to make. And I agree with them. That's what we will do. But no reprimand.
Yeah, because Steve usually does it like while you're on stage anyway. He doesn't wait till the show's over. I've heard him say the same thing at a million shows. Knock it off with the elbows, guys.
Yeah,
because that's the one pose where the rear double is where it happens the most at every show for some reason.
Yeah.
Talk about this though. Do you feel last year I think you could have won. I don't think there would have been any complaints if you won last year. Chris definitely looked a lot better this year. I don't know if you saw that rear double that his brother-in-law / coach Ian posted from last year to this year, but he actually grew a back. His back is coming up, and his arms came up a little, but the back definitely a difference. I mean, I didn't have a problem with him winning this year, whereas last year I was like, I don't know. Breon looked pretty damn good. He's only 25 years old. Did you see improvements? You're right there next to the guy.
Is that his age? 25?
He'll be 26 in April. He's going to be old. I'm sorry, January. End of January. Yeah.
Jesus.
I know because he's younger. I have kids older than him. That's how I know this.
Jesus.
Baby.
I thought he was at least in his late 20s or early 30s. I didn't know he was that young.
It's the mustache.
Man. But okay. Well, but no, to answer your question, I definitely commend him for bringing his back up for sure. I see it. I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures in after prejudging. I saw the comparisons, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Hey man, hats off. He brought his back up, and it looks great. You see it in just a short amount of time. It's such a big difference. So it's night and day on the development. So hats off to him, man, and he got a perfect score this time around. Hats off to him for that as well. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with. He's the 2-time champ now, and he's going to be hard to beat. He's going to be hard to beat, that's for sure, because now he's on a vengeance. I know he is, and now he's going to have a focus to go on a run. But yet again, I beat him before. I know I could beat him again, and I as well.
You both have 2. It's getting interesting now.
And I know that I still have a lot more improving to do as well. I think that I could bring a much better physique up on that stage 1,000%. So I'm pretty excited about that. If I didn't think that I could do anything else, then it'd be nervous time.
Right on. So I personally thought you looked better in the daytime than the nighttime. Me and Mike that were doing the play-by-play, I thought you looked a little flat. What happened between? Did you eat something, or I'm not saying what went wrong. You still look damn good, but I thought maybe it was also an entirely different lighting situation, different theaters, so it was hard to tell. Plus, I was much closer for the judging, and for everybody was, unless you're one of those unless you play for the Yankees or you're Shaq, you weren't up very close up front. Even the judges were in back of those people. But so I don't know for sure, but to me it looked like you flattened out a little bit. Am I wrong? Was I seeing things?
Maybe. I did drop a little weight. I did, at 8, I did drop weight from the I was lighter from the prejudging to the finals. So maybe it didn't translate as crisp enough. And it flattened it, and it just translated as being flatter. But I was lighter. Because I did weigh myself before I left the hotel. And then all I was eating was, rice cakes and peanut butter and jelly back there to kind of, and a little water back there to fill up. So it was, I know that wasn't doing too much damage.
Right. But I'm just trying to figure out how Terrence got ahead of you. I know he's like the greatest poser in the sport. You're good, but he's just like, he gives me chills when I watch him. And I haven't seen somebody that can do that since like Labrada or Bob Paris. He's phenomenal at that, but I'm trying to think physique-wise. How did he get ahead of you? Did he look that much better than he had a few hours before? Did you look that much worse? Was it that one pose? I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. You really think it came down to just like the back shots?
Yeah. I think it came down to that back double bicep. There was, he got me by 1 point. So as far as the judging is concerned, that really splits the judging as far as just like one more judge, giving him the nod on a pose, and that's I think that was the deciding factor, because when I look at all the poses, I think that I beat Terrence in all of the other poses except for that back double bicep. Except for that double bicep, when I'm not opened up, and when I'm not in opening up with width on my back, then and Terrence is wider, and he's pretty developed back there too. Then I think that's where it is. I think I get Terrence on muscularity, and I think I get him on
overall mass. You definitely carry more mass on your frame than he does. Definitely.
Yeah.
More. You have a fuller look too, for sure. A rounder look than he does.
Yeah. And I think I get him in certain areas with crispness and detail and conditioning, especially in the front. But he looks pretty good from the back. And in that back double bicep. So that's where I think the deciding factor was there. And the feedback was that I need to open up my back too.
That's a tricky pose, because when you're practicing it, if you can see your back, when you crunch everything together with the scapula and everything, you see a lot more detail and just bumpy, lumpy, ridgy things going on. Whereas when you spread it out, it sort of flattens out. I mean, you have to have the world's thickest back for it to look thick when you actually open up and spread the pose out. So I've always had issues with how to hit that pose correctly, and watching other people trying to say, does he look better like that, or does it open up? But I think in classic, because they are looking more at the shape and the V taper more, I think they always do want you to open up.
Absolutely. And Chris and Terrence have amazing shapes, man. The amazing tapers is just everywhere. So when you're talking about the amazing tapers that they have and the amazing shapes that they have, now you combine it with the muscularity and the conditioning. That's hard to beat. That's a champion right there, man. And classic, that's classic. At its best.
I mean, top three, you guys were all, wow. It was a great show. The quality, the depth of the lineups was just amazing. But I made a prediction, and you're about to prove me wrong, I'm sure. But I said I said, if Breon doesn't win this weekend, I predict this will be the last time you'll see him in Classic. I think he's going to decide to grow, and we're going to see him as a 190, 195 pound 212 next year. So am I completely full of shit? Was I way off base?
Well, no, you're not. You weren't completely off. You weren't completely off, because I was hinting at it that, if they don't raise the weight class this year, that I'm probably going to seek other challenges, another challenge in the 212 division. But that's only when I am all the way happy and all the way satisfied with leaving the division, you know what I mean? And what I've left in the classic division, that would only be the case. And so, and as it stands now, I'm not all the way happy with what I'm leaving in the classic division, the kind of, my mark. And I still feel like I have unfinished business in the classic division, especially after that Olympia weekend, getting third place. Not happy with that at all. I think I definitely could be fighting for the title and contending for the title again.
Let's say you win it next year, you get your third title. You could say, well, now I accomplished it. Would you say now I feel satisfied and I can move on to the 212 and a different challenge? Or most people, when they win a division title like that, they just want to keep winning that. Flex Lewis wanted to hold on that 212 thing forever and ever, even though he could have gone open several years before he retired. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would feel about that. If you win next year, what would you do?
Well, like I said, I did a couple of years in classic, only the past couple of years. So that would be just last year, 2019, and this year, that I really started to like the looks of all the guys, and the amounts of muscle that we have and that we possess, along with the aesthetics. So, and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better, I believe. And then I'm on record in saying that classic is a lot more marketable, and and I love the look. I really do love the look still. And you know, when you get the title again, you're right. You just want to continue to kind of,
Yeah.
you know, roll on, roll
Yeah.
on. I know Chris is feeling that way right now. He's like, man, I want to go. I want to go
Well, Chris
17.
can't move. Chris can't move up. If he moved up, he'd have to go open. He'd have to put on 50 pounds of muscle. If the kid's got a kidney disease, it wouldn't end well. He wouldn't. I don't think he wouldn't even attempt it. But
All right.
you would make a great 212. There's no. I don't think anybody would argue that. There's. You take the shape and everything, the lines and the detail that you have now, and just fill it out a little bit more. Whew, good
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah.
Let's look at some money here. Let's look at the payouts, shall we? So so
Good.
Chris Bumstead won 30,000. Was that what when you were winning? Was it 30, or did they bump it up a little?
They bumped it, man. They bumped it up to 40 last year. They brought it down 10,000.
Oh gee, oh shit. Maybe we shouldn't have said that.
Uh,
Wow. Okay. So okay,
I
so
learned
he got
that.
30 for winning classic. Uh, Sean Clarita got 50 for winning 212. And just to look at the third place payout, George Peterson, who was Mr. Third Place for 3 years in a row in Classic, he got $10,000 for third place in 212. You got half of that, 5,000.
Yeah.
It's and I don't. I hate trying to figure this out because I don't think 212 is twice as popular as Classic or sells twice as many tickets. You know, when I talk to young guys at the gym, come up to me and ask me, they don't ask me too much about the 212 guys. They want to know about you, Bumstead, Terrence. They usually want to know about the younger guys and stuff. But I mean, Classic is definitely where it's at for this next generation coming up. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're the ones buying the VIP tickets. That's probably the older guys and girls. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to get in the money thing because then I'm going to get people pissed off at me. But it, if you moved
But
up to 212, you'd automatically be making more money from
yeah,
prize money.
it
But
needs to be talked about, Ron. It needs to be talked about, and something should be definitely done about it. But then again, like you said, it could maybe come down to who's paying ticket wise. They might be looking at the logistics, you know, and the numbers as far as that is concerned. And I agree with you. I probably don't think that most of the classic fans, because it's a younger generation, it's a younger
yeah,
fan, are actually paying for the pay-per-view, paying for the tickets.
this is their ticket right there.
Their
It's
ticket is
all
our
on it.
media and our Instagram stories and our YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
So, well, it's encouraging to know. I wouldn't say you were giving up. If you had said to me right now, I'm done with Classic. I got two Olympia titles, but I really feel my full potential lies in the 212. I would have been happy. I would have been happy with whatever. It's your life, it's your career, and you look phenomenal either way. I think once you do eventually go to 212, you're going to be a very, very good 212 pro. But right now you're still two-time Olympia champion. I know you want that title back. Is that the main drive now? Is why you really want to stay in the division?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That and just me, if I actually, like I said, if there wasn't anything left that I can do, as far as development wise, as far as posing wise, as far as preparation wise, um, all of that, then I would probably look to a different challenge, or I would, consider it even stronger. But that's not the case. That's not the case. There's unfinished business, like Phil Heath would say. Um, but and I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to just having all cylinders hit 1,000%. And they weren't this year. They weren't this year. Evident of a third place. But I think if I have all the cylinders hitting, man, with a little bit more development in certain areas, then
Yeah, I'm curious. Physique wise, what do you still think you could use a little bit more of?
with
Really?
with the taper in the lats, for sure, upper chest, maybe a little bit more sweep in the legs. Um,
Legs
yeah.
are pretty. Your legs are pretty awesome, but if you say so. Uh, yeah,
Thank
I mean, unless your name is Rami, you could use a little more sweep, right?
you.
I think Rami should donate some of his because his legs are too big still. They're too
Use
big.
some- I could use Big Rami. He could definitely spare a lot and still have monstrous sweeps. But those are significant areas right there when you're talking about the overall look and you're talking about the overall shape. And then also Ron, watch this. You're probably gonna get a kick out of this. I also still think I can be sharper.
No, you can't. I mean, I was right there. You could stick hands in the muscle separation. So I don't know. Maybe you could. I guess there's always room for improvement. But man, you've consistently been so shredded the last. Geez, every time I've seen. I think I've seen almost every U.S. show that you competed in since you've been a classic pro. I obviously didn't get overseas to some of them, but you've always been condition is your thing. You've never been off your mark.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit, you know, a little bit off for my own liking this time, for my own liking. Okay. And then, like I said, I think in the hamstring and the glute area, I think Terrence might have me as far as sharpness. You know, and Chris was sharp as well. His hamstring glutes were in detail and very sharp and very good. So, you know, when you do the comparisons like that, and then you know what I bring to the table, then you're like, oh, it's gotta be a lot better. It's got to be a lot better, and it could be, and I know it, and that's the beauty of it, right? Knowing what you can work on, having things to work on, and going after it.
The posing. This is kind of puzzles me because I know it's not judged. Only in the Arnold Classic shows technically does it count at all. But I wonder because did Terrence's routine, because it is, you know, it does leave you speechless. I wonder if that's what helped. That's another factor that helped push him past the edge. That 1 point. It was 1 point. I mean, I'm trying to think of what could have really swayed the judges, and I wonder if posing is kind of unofficially judged in classic, if that makes sense. Not officially.
I don't know, unofficially. If it is, I thought my posing routine was pretty good as well. I thought
it was. Yeah.
Wasn't bad.
Oh no. I mean,
so, you know,
sorry, I'm on Terrence's jock. I'm just a big fan of posing. He's
a great poser, that's for sure. He's definitely known for that. So you got to give him credit for that for sure. But yeah, if it's not judged, I don't know. You know, we shouldn't be doing things off the, you know, the judging things that aren't judged and taking into account. Judge the things that are judged, and then that's just it. You know.
Fair enough. So where do you go from here? Are you taking a little break? Are you gonna get back, give your body, because it was a long year, man. Oof. Because you were prepping for the Olympia as if it was in September all along, right?
Absolutely. I got back to work in late January, February sometime.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Please take a break, Breon. Please.
Oh, I sure am. Pancakes are in my diet.
Pancakes.
We might go have lasagna today at Buca de Pepo.
Ah, okay. And it's all documented, guys, on Breon Ansley YouTube channel. Breon Ansley. Pancake Diaries. There's body part workouts in there.
Absolutely.
What's going on? Are your gyms open?
Yeah, there's a few open. There's a few.
Huh.
The ones that I go to are open. Thankfully.
Okay. Because I mean, I don't know if they're doing it the same way. When our gyms were shut down, at one point they were saying, well, personal training is still allowed. So even the big gyms could have a couple people in there if it was a trainer and a client or something like that. Is that what they're is that the policy they're going by over in California now, or no?
This private gym just has they just have a situation. We're just working it out with the city, I guess. They've been in court, and they have, you know, they're substantiated with how things are going on right now, and with it right now, it's just I don't know if they're accepting really a lot of new members or whatnot, but with everybody that's going there right now, we're pretty good indoors and wearing masks if you want to or not. But of course, that's only with private gyms. You know, public gyms, they're either outside or it's not inside at all. You don't have any, you know, you're not training inside at all. But that's again where, you know, I love in San Diego, man, because that not Flex Gym in San Diego, but Flex Gym out here in Woodland Hills, but the gym in San Diego, it's a beautiful gym.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
where do you do most of your videos from? Is that Gold's Hollywood? Gold's North Hollywood?
And I haven't done any videos out here, but it's been at the gym in San Diego where I was prepping with Chris. And then it's before then it was Flex Gym in Woodland Hills. That's where I'm at out here.
Okay, I don't know why I thought that was a Gold's, but yeah, that looked like a pretty cool place too.
I was at Flex Gym. I was at New Culture with Bradley.
Yeah.
Gold's Venice, I hear, is opening back up, man.
Oh boy.
At the beginning of the year. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think I was going to hear those words, but here it is, and that's going to be exciting. I want to know the conditions and how that's going to be, you know?
I mean, don't you have to get through like an army of homeless people now to get in there?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So that's going to be something to deal with for sure. I don't know how they have if they've gotten that under control, but we really need to clean that up. It's a bad situation over there.
Well, if it was 15 degrees at night like it is where I live, you wouldn't have that issue because nobody would want to be outside. But you're still in lovely Southern California. It's what's it like 70 degrees out today, probably something like that.
I'm looking at the sunshine right now. I'm like, man, I got to get out here, man, and drive. Just drive in the sunshine.
Well, Breon, I thank you so much for your time. You looked fantastic. I think it set it up for another great rematch next year because now you'll be hungrier than ever, I would think.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, geez, after 2 years of not getting your title back, oh my God, it's going to be on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I look forward to a lot of great video content from you. I assume you're going to be teaming up with Chris again, Chris Cormier.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Going to be
going
to bring a lot of good things on the YouTube channel. What I'm going to be doing also is like doing a lot of comparing of old classic physique, styles and bodybuilders and old classic legends. And then kind of, doing comparisons to my own physique as far as, just the classic look and just as far as comparisons that the fans might enjoy out there. I think it's a great idea that was brought to me that I'm going to, enjoy doing. And also I'm going to be doing a cheesecake, a taste, all the cheesecakes at the Cheesecake Factory. So look out for that on my YouTube.
Wait a minute. That's like 100 cheesecakes.
I know. And
you do that in one sitting?
Yeah, one sitting.
God, dude. What are you going to not eat all day before that? That's crazy. Okay. I see a lot of stupid food challenges. How many donuts can I eat? That actually sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I would watch that. Most of them like, this is stupid.
Better be careful though, man. If I'm not trying to go to 212, if all these cheesecakes.
Well, I've seen you pack on a little bit of fluff in the off season, but once you turn on that diet, it's like, Jose Raymond, good friend of mine. I watched that guy. God, did he used to get fat in the off season. But it was crazy. He'd start eating clean, start hitting his cardio within like not even 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh my God, what? His face would come in,
right.
the gut would come down, and then.
Right. And then the rest is history. Oh, yeah. When it's time to focus and when it's time to nail it down. Well, see, the thing about it is this year actually, to come in a little bit more conditioned and to come in a little bit more sharper, we're going to stay lower at a lower weight all year around this year. I got up to 226 pounds.
Yeah. That was almost 50 pounds over your stage weight.
I know. There's no need. No need to get all the way up there. So if we could keep it probably around 200, 205, I'll be right in my sweet spot.
Pancake houses are going to be bumming though, because you're a great customer.
Hey, but I'll still be eating. I'll still be at the Pancake House for sure. But for all off season, I'll still be able to manage being around that weight and at the Pancake Houses at the same time.
As you put in titles to your videos, I think you had a shirt and a hat. Earn your pancakes. You don't just roll in there. You actually train your ass up and then you go eat some good pancakes.
Absolutely,
that's the right way to do it, guys. Don't be a couch potato and think you can go put down 3 stacks of pancakes and butter and crap and all that. Anyway, guys. Well, hope you had a good holiday. I'm wishing you a very happy new year, 2021. Everybody, let's hope it's going to be, great year. We're all going to get vaccinated and chipped and tagged, and we'll be good. Big Brother will be able to keep track of us wherever we go. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, yeah. So looking forward, Breon, to watching you work to get your title back again. It's always exciting, always. So.
Hey Ron, I'm just excited that you're excited about it, that everybody else is excited about it, because it definitely, I definitely get the excitement, and I definitely get a lot of that energy from everybody else, and I appreciate everybody for that. Them, you guys being so fervent about bodybuilding and so enthusiastic about bodybuilding and classic, and it just makes preparation for it that much more enjoyable and that much more special. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Muscular Development fans out there, you Breon Ansley fans out there and supporters. Love you guys, and thank you guys for your continuous support. I appreciate you.
Cool. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching Ronline Report with this man, two-time classic physique Olympia champion, Breon Ansley. Y'all have a good new year. Thanks for watching.
Happy New Year, everyone.